You know what I was just thinking about today? You know how everyone, has a certain childhood show that they grew up on and they watched? I never, growing up, had ever watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I know, he's a fantastic guy and everything, and I've read a lot about what he's done, but I've never actually watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Is that even what it's called? Honestly, I don't even know what his show is called. And also, what a random topic to start this video on, but regardless. Hey, how you guys doing today? Hope that you're having a beautiful day. Thank you as always so much for coming here on the channel and joining me. If you don't mind, and I don't think that you will, let's go ahead and finish out Aphrodite's Child album 666 with the last side of the album, the last two tracks of the album. All the seats were occupied and break. Isn't that the worst when you go somewhere and you're excited to get there? Let's say it's a restaurant and all the seats are occupied. You get it gets that's annoying. That's annoying. Or you're the new student in class and you walk in and already it's an awkward situation and you notice that all the desks are already taken. Come on. So yeah, we're gonna be finishing out the album side. Hopefully this side doesn't get blocked. It's really annoying and random when I'm going through an album, I'm doing songs, and some songs get blocked, some don't. It's annoying because there's no consistency. I get that issue a lot with Led Zeppelin, a lot actually, when we do their music. And I've even had it happen with Genesis with the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Some of the songs got blocked, which means the whole video gets blocked, and some have it. It's just this whole thing. So I just hope this stays up. So, like I said, we're going to do the last two tracks here on the album after the very exciting side 3. So, hope that you guys enjoy the music. Thank you as always for being here. This album is definitely one of artistic nature. This one, there's some, not liberties, that's not the word, but there's a lot of art on this album. So, I'm excited to see where these last two songs go. All the seats that were occupied, or all the seats were occupied, 19 minutes, and then break 2 minutes and 59 seconds. So let's go ahead and pull them up. I'll probably leave my mic on actually through this because I'm trying to do that a little more often. Not that I talk a lot through the music. I talk a lot every other point, but not through the music so much. But, if I have a comment I want to make, I want to make it. So I'll lower my volume a little bit, but let's go ahead and kick off the music. Let's go. Give that to me. That sense driving. I love that rhythm. That's powerful. Bass. So soulful. Is that a drum horn? That's a that bass sound right there. We can keep on doing this, 'cause that's good. We can keep on doing that. The beginning of the system. They're incorporating these other tracks into this. Yeah, they're bringing it all together. And then pop it right back in. Pop it right back in. I'm waiting for that moment that infinity returns. Oh yeah. Come on. Give that to me. That's really smart. That is really cool how they bring back everything. And it makes sense within the show. I told you she was gonna be back. I told you. I knew she was gonna be back. This is a very beautiful, hauntingly spiritual of like prayer and meditation. This even sounds like a prayer. They're doing like this perfect crossfade. That is crazy. And then once again, the percussion is used to bridge, along with the bass, setting up with that rhythm. It's like a DJ crossfading in these reprises. sax to drive us over the edge. Locating. Things come in, things go away. And the drum set, I love that. Lovely swirly synth coming in now.
All the seats were occupied.
That's great. We're gonna lead into the next track also, which is right now. We're just gonna let it go. Break.
Bye, bye, my friend, goodbye. Will you forget and break it? You'll make it.
This is Queen.
You make it. You make it. Oh, you make it. Cry in my empty room, and we try to forget and break it. Fly.
That's the album. That's it. 4 sides, Aphrodite's Child, 666. What did you guys think of that? I thought that was like the best ending out of this album that you could hope for. That was, I thought, fantastic. I thought that was really interesting, the way that All the Seats Were Occupied was put together, the composition of it all. The way that, like, I don't know for sure, but it sounded like pretty much every track from the album was put into that one. But the way that it was done was really cool, because they made a track out of it, obviously, but they would bring in parts of the other tracks every so often. But they would fit it in places that actually worked. They didn't just toss it in and say, like, okay, we're going to put in the previous track here in this one just to show you, like, hey, we make everything continue. And no. We're not just doing it just to tell you we're bringing it full circle. It makes sense what they bring in. It's in time, it's in rhythm as well with everything. And even though at certain points I could make a bet, and I think that there's at least 3 songs playing at one point, it's cluttered, it's crowded, but the way that they still space things out before and afterwards makes it work. And so the claustrophobic feeling that the music gives you at certain points, or at least gives me at certain points, is going to be relieved at some point soon. So it's not like you're stuck there and you're like, oh, what is all this clutter going on? Like, just give me them wide open spaces. And you eventually get those wide open spaces. I like that. Also, I mentioned during the track that I had just thought of something, and I was going to tell you after. Because I know I talk, but I don't want to talk too much during the track. So this is what I thought of. It's called All the Seats Were Occupied. That's why it sounds so crowded. Because there was no emptiness. There was space in the song, but there was no emptiness. All the other tracks were seated and in attendance, in a way. So all the seats were occupied in this particular room of the track. That's kind of cool to me. I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, this song is so crowded, and Leia, that's cool. I like how they're doing it, but how does that fit in with, like, it dawned on me. I was like, I think that's kind of sweet. And then when we got into break is actually exactly as it's entitled. It is a break, but it's not even a break since it's the last track on the album. It's the end, but still, it's a break from what just preceded it. Everything that preceded it, the madness, the music, the chaos, the beauty of it all. This is a break. This is a straightforward song of relief with some sweet vocals, some happy and dulcet doo-doo-doo. Got those little things in there, and it's just a sweet little ending. This is the cherry on top of your cake, or whatever we just ate. I don't even know what type of cake you could describe this as. What if every album has like a cake you could associate it with? I don't know. Let me not go there. Let me stay on track for at least a little bit before we go off track. I think this was very easily the best side of the album. I really enjoyed how everything came together, though. And I like how it wasn't just like cluttered for cluttered's sake. It actually made sense within the track. Even if I'm thinking about the story, which I know some of you have explained it to me a little bit, it's beyond me. I'm going to be honest, it's beyond me. But even the first track on the album, in which F the System is repeated over and over and over, I feel like this track, All the Seats Were Occupied, is that effing of the system. That is the system breaking down. Everything that was built on top of it, those previous tracks, are now crashing down to the very foundation, to the very core. I think that's pretty stellar. I think this album is quite a piece of art, to be honest. Let's go ahead and talk about the lyrics for Break, since All Seats Were Occupied. On Genius, there's no lyrics listed. It said instrumental, even though clearly there's lyrics, but that's just everything that was coming before. Bye, bye, my friend, goodbye. With a lie, you forget and break it. You make it. Cry in my empty room, and we try to forget and break it. Fly high, and then you make it. Bye, my friend, goodbye. With a lie, you forget and break it. You make it. Do it. I think this is just the band just closing out the album, basically saying, hey, bye. I think they're just saying bye. They're just saying bye. You forget and break it. What do you forget and break? A promise? The lie? You make it. You make it. And then at the end he says, do it. Which, if I do remember correctly, also ended one of the other tracks on the album. And then it started into a completely different rhythm and everything. So, they're saying bye, but it's not really the end. But thinking of that, is this the last? I think this is the only album they made, right? Oh no, it's the third and final studio album. Okay, so it's not. So it is their final album. Now, at the time of making this album, did they know that they were done? Due to internal tensions during the recording process and conflict with the record company, by the time this album was released, the band had already disbanded and its members had begun work on solo projects. So maybe at the time that break was written, they already knew that they were done. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. But that'd be kind of interesting if that is the case, because that actually makes sense. Their final message. And perhaps it was a lie since they all went on to do their own thing. Oh, I don't know. I'm digging deeper than I need to, and I'm probably hitting, I don't know, whatever is at the bottom of Minecraft. Bedstone? Black rock? Red rock? Redstone? I don't know Minecraft. Hey! Anyways, finally finished with the album. I hope that you guys had enjoyed the journey with me. I know that some of the music was blocked, so hopefully you were able to watch that over on Patreon. I mean, it was right there, so, you are, allowed and invited to watch it over there if you didn't get to watch it here, but hope that you enjoyed the music. Let me know your favorite track. Let me know your favorite side of the album. For me, it's very easily 4, but I got to give it another listen. That's for sure. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support the channel on Patreon. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a lovely one. And I'll see you later, guys. Bye.